Not bad. Not bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad either. I mean, the studio behind this Man Glove, they haven't done that many exciting shows. I mean, if you go and see the roster, it's a small roster of anime and nothing that really stands out, just like a few shows here and there. But at the same time, this wasn't bad. But I just didn't love the episode, and I can't 100% recommend it just yet. I do think that a select number of people from the audience are gonna really enjoy this, but for the most part, unless this really starts to pick up, I think a lot of people are gonna drop it. But it has a lot of potential. So before I get in depth into the review and talk about what happened in the video and get into spoilers, let's talk about my first impressions. First of all, this is a very violent show. It's for adults, it's not for kids. Also, there's a lot of sex scenes. I mean, at one point, there was a guy having sex with a hooker in public, like in wherever he wants. Wherever he wants to do it, he will do it. Throw the money at her face, beat her up, and call it a day. And then he'll get shot later. But besides, sorry, that was my phone. So definitely not for kids. Also, the music. I really want to talk about this for a moment because the music just wasn't doing it for me. When it came to the fight scenes, it was incredible, man. The music was just like, I mean, the guy was like slicing and dicing, and the music is just really driving that scene. Really doing an excellent job. But when it came to the majority of the episode, it didn't fit. Because the music is classical music, and it's that type of like jazzy, classical. And it works great for Durarara season 1. It fits perfect for that type of atmosphere, very relaxed, very chill. Death Parade also, I mean, Death Parade is it was an amazing series by Madhouse Studios. But for this gangster type of show, you just don't expect it, and it just didn't fit. But it wasn't even the music choice. It wasn't just that. Beyond the music choice, it was the fact that it was there for like 10 minutes in the beginning of the episode, for like 10 straight minutes. Same song over and over again. I mean, I wish they could have just like lowered the song and focused on the dialogue and the voice actors, but no, it was there the whole time. Then we had a nice action scene, and then came back towards the end. It just wasn't doing it for me. So the music, not too good. Now, in terms of the feel and style of this is very in terms of the left side of the saturation spectrum, because don't expect anything vivid or anything vibrant, nice colors popping. No, expect it to be more similar to like a black and white, not black and white, but obviously desaturated, very cold, and it just the type of gangster look. Typically I'm not a fan of the type of shows. I do always, no matter what the show is about, I still like to see my colors. I like my HD, my high resolution, everything vibrant and sharp. That's what I like. But I mean, you know, I can deal with it. It's not the end of the world. Also, the censorship. There was a small amount of censorship, but for the most part, it's uncensored. I mean, when it comes to blood, you'll see blood. But when it comes to more minor details, it will be censored. When Nicholas, the guy with the sword, when he stabbed one of the guys in the hand and they zoomed into the hand, you can see the sunlight. It was kind of like reflecting on the sword to the point where you couldn't see the details. So I thought that was a really artistic and really clever way to do a censorship. Much better than the way Tokyo Ghoul season 1 did their censorship. But again, there is a small amount of censorship, but it's okay. It's not bad. It's definitely acceptable, and it's still, you know, pretty damn violent, but definitely not the most violent show I've ever seen. Possibly the most violent one for the summer season, but I mean, we'll see once the other shows come out. Now, what's really driving this show are the two characters. We have the duos, and I'm gonna talk about them for a moment. They're called handymen. These handymen are people who go into the dirty work, who do the cleanup, who go kill the other gangs or whatever it has to do. They do those type of jobs, and the duo are really what's driving the series. So we have Nicholas and we have Warwick. Warwick, he's okay character, not bad. I mean, he's good with the gun. He can translate. And he can translate Nicholas, who really is the main attraction. Nicholas, he's handicapped, but he's also the most powerful person in that episode. I mean, this guy, when it came to the sword, he was fighting guys who had guns. A whole group of them. He would just took everybody down by himself. This guy's crazy. He's handicapped because he can't hear, and he can't really talk that well. I mean, he did speak, but it was kind of broken Japanese, so it wasn't that great. So if you come behind him, you can probably get him, but I suspect that he has killer instincts. But yeah, his vision, he's like a hawk. He can just zoom in and just see you you can't mess with this guy. Once he has you in his sights, you're done. You are done. And he's also a dog tag. Now, we don't know what dog tag is, and I do like that we don't know, because it's one of the reasons why I want to watch episode 2. I want to find out who is a dog tag, what is this special gang. But I do think my predictions are that the dog tags are a group of specialized soldiers, kind of like hitmen. You guys know hitmen. Hitmen were like soldiers given like special abilities and superhuman strength and speed. I think it's going around that, similar to that route in Hitman, where the dog tags were maybe ex-military, or I don't know, ex-Black Ops or something like that, and they were also trained in labs and tested and given like special chemicals and things like that to make them faster and stronger. And maybe that project kind of went destroyed. Maybe the government decided to break that down, but there's still a few of them here and there, and Nicholas is one of them. Now, Nicholas and Warwick, are they good guys? Are they bad guys? They're neither, honestly, because they're in a gang, so they're gonna do bad things. But at the same time, they're not evil, which means they're not really bad guys. At the end of the day, they're just people trying to survive in this crazy world. They're just trying to survive, but they do have a heart. They do have a heart, because Nicholas, that hooker, she was part of the gang that they were there to kill. And Mr. Chad, I'm sorry, his name is not Mr. Chad. I have the names here. But anyways, one of the policeman, and yeah, I'm literally getting his name right now. His name is Captain Chad. I was close. Captain Chad, he told them, you gotta go kill all of them. But Nicholas, he wanted to protect that girl. I mean, from the beginning, when she was getting beat up, he gave her a handkerchief. He threw it for her. And I thought it was work, but in fact, it was revealed that it was Nicholas, the one who cares about her. But at the same time, at the very end, Nicholas was about to kill her, and Warwick was like, no, wait, she can be part of our spoils. We can keep her. Don't kill her just yet. So, I mean, Nicholas is ready to do whatever he has to do, even if he cares or likes somebody. So that was definitely interesting to learn about him. The policemen here suck. They're useless. They don't do anything. They're not really good guys. They're not there to protect and serve and keep the peace. No, they hire other people from gangs to go kill people from other gangs. So they paid Nicholas and Warwick, they paid them $3,500, but it's not even each, it's just like total $3,500 for both of you. So that split down the middle. I mean, that's not very much money, but these guys, even though they admit that's not very much money, they did it anyways, because they need the money, and that's what they said, that we need the money, so we're gonna do whatever we gotta do. And that's how this episode goes. So yeah, the policemen suck. Now we do have this big boss, Monroe. We don't know too much about him. It seems like he's calling the shots. It seems like he has people inside the police force. It seems like he has people everywhere. So we'll see what happens with Monroe, and we'll see how the handyman, are they gonna go against Monroe? I mean, I do predict there's gonna be some sort of like conflict between Monroe and the handyman. We also have the hooker, which I mentioned. Her name is Alex, and she was gonna get killed, but they decided to keep her as spoil, and that was a good thing, because now she's joining the team as the one who answers the phone calls, and she's gonna be answering the phone calls and taking all the jobs and then relaying them to Nicholas and to Warwick. So it's definitely interesting to see her there. And also, I mean, she has nowhere to go. She's just with them. What's interesting about her is that she's emotional, in the sense that she's able to do violent things because she grows up in this world. I mean, she doesn't seem like the violent type, but when she saw the person who was like abusing her and he was dead, she grabbed the gun, boom, 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 put a few shots on him. So people here are ready to do whatever they have to do. Even grandmama, even the grandma of, I think it was the grandma of Warwick, she was like, oh, I mean, you know, do what you gotta do. I mean, she wasn't happy that they're blah blah blah, but she's also aware that this is their life, like people from other gangs and people, she's aware of their life. So it's no surprise to the people of this world what's going on. Okay, now I'm gonna try to stop it here because I'm getting too ahead of myself, and honestly this episode didn't really do enough for me to go on for 20 minutes talking about it. I just kind of wanted to give you an in-depth review, and that's what I'm gonna try to do for every episode or all the shows. I'm gonna try to go in-depth and not just give you like a 2-minute review, you know? So I mean, unless nothing happens. So overall, I think you should go watch it. I think if you don't have time, skip it. I think if you have the time, watch it and give it a chance. Give it like 1 or 2 more episodes, because it does have potential and it definitely does have an audience. If you like Black Lagoon, you're gonna like this. It's definitely not the same, it's not the same studio, but And it's not the same writers, obviously, but you definitely gonna there is an appeal in this show. It's definitely our only gangsta type of environment anime for the season. So we'll see what happens. Positives, negatives. It's not perfect. It wasn't bad, but it's definitely acceptable for another episode or two. So we'll see what happens. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let me know in the comments below if you ended up seeing this episode, and if you haven't, then give it a shot and see what happens. But I want to hear your thoughts. Who are your favorite characters? What are your predictions for the show? And I will see you guys tomorrow for the next video. Fuck that bitch.